learners. Now we are going to discuss some output devices of the computer. What are the output devices of the computer? So output devices return the processed data, that is information, to the user. That's why whatever information is processed by the CPU, we get it from as an output. So the output devices we will discuss today is, first output devices is monitor, printer, third one is plotter, and fourth one is speaker. So we have four important devices, output devices of the computer. So I am going to discuss it one by one. What is monitor? Monitor we usually called is visual display unit. So we naturally we called it because we displays all the information through the monitor. So if a user or if a third person is sitting in front of the computer, so he get all the information through the monitor because he doesn't know that everything is processed in the CPU. So whatever information he is getting in the display, through the display. So what I am discussing today, what are monitor? Monitor are of two types. First is visual display unit and liquid crystal display unit. So what is CRT? Cathode ray tube. A cathode ray tube is also a type of a monitor that have some liquid crystals in it. So it is basically same as the desktop system. It is basically same as we have televisions in our homes. So what is basically a CRT? A CRT is a cathode ray tube. It produces vacuums, that is called cathode ray tubes. Now second one is LCD. LCD is liquid crystal display. Liquid crystal display is a flat panel monitor which are nowadays mostly popular in our organization, in our centers, everywhere. These types of monitor are very popular. And what they particularly do? So they particularly renders the image and are very most popular. The resolution of these LCD are 600 into 800. So they are very fast in resolution. Their brightness is very high. They have good functionalities in it. They have very good functionalities in it. So the types of monitor is, first one is CRT. CRT is a cathode ray tube. It has vacuums in it. It performs functions as we have desktop televisions in homes. So the most popular CRT television is cathode ray tube. It produces vacuums in it, that is known as a cathode ray tube. Second one is LCD, that is known as a liquid crystal display. What are the functions of liquid crystal display? These LCDs are mostly flat panel monitors, most popular nowadays and are basically used everywhere. You see, it has been very popular. Every home have LCDs, every computer, today we are using computer as a LCDs. So these are the most popular thing. It's going, and it has a very flat panel monitors are those LCDs, that is known as a liquid crystal display monitors. And what are the basic functionalities of the LCD? The basic functionality of the LCDs are they render images. Mostly they are used to produce images. Now the third output device is printer. As we have seen, printers are also an output device and it's a very most important output device of the computer. So after documentation is completed in the computer, so what we need a hard copy of it. So how can we get it hard copy? We can only get it if the printer is attached to the computer. If printer is attached, then only we can get a hard copy. So the most important thing for a printer is it should be attached to the computer, then only we can get a hard copy of the computer, hard copy of the file, hard copy of the document. That is one of the most important part of the printer. So we have features of the printer. One is colored printer and second is black and white. If a user want a color printer, he can take it color printer. If a user or a client or some clients want black and white documents or a file, he can take out. So we have two features, black and white and colored printers. So it depends upon you, it depends upon the client, what are the basic needs and what are his desired, what he wants from that printer. So he can take printout as per his wishes, as per his needs. So the third one is plotter. What is plotter? Plotter is one of the important part of the output, basically used to print big images of the file. It is basically used if we have a big images, big musics and big musics like more than 1000 to 1000 MB. So we used to use plotters. So we have two types of a plotter, that is flatbed. A flatbed is used to be kept on a table with restrictions of a paper size. It is kept on a table so that it has some restrictions, it has some limitations to be on use. And second one is drum. A drum is a big size using rolls of paper of unlimited length. It is a big size of a paper to be unrolled when a client needs. So fourth one is a speaker. Now we are going to discuss what is a speaker. A speaker is also an important output device of the computer. So without a speaker, a computer cannot give voice. A computer, we cannot get a voice without a speaker. So a speaker should be attached to the computer, then only we can get music, we can get sounds from the computer. So this is also a main part of the computer. Speaker, as we see, we listen music, we have a lot of music, we have a lot of songs in the system, but it cannot be run until or unless a speaker software is not installed in the system and speakers are not attached to the computer. So it is one of the most important part of the computer. So now I am going to discuss what is software. Software, what is a software? A software, we use, everyone uses software, but we don't know what basically a software is. A software is a set of program, a set of instructions that are provided by us, that are provided by the users, and computer perform that set of instructions. So this is one of the main definition of the software. So software is a set of a program that runs on the computer and that performs a particular task to the system. So we have two types of a software. First one is system software and second one is application software. System software, we have two parts, that is one operating system and second one is utilities. And application software, it has also two parts, that is first generalized software and second one is customized software. So system software, we will discuss it one by one. First we should know what is software. As I have told you that it is a set of program, it is a set of instructions performed by a user. So now I am going to discuss what is a system software. A system software is a software that is running on the computer, controlling all the computer resources and managing all the system operations. I am going to tell it briefly what basically it is. Once we start the computer, okay, we switch on the computer, okay, the light comes where light comes? Light comes to the monitor, light passes to the keyboard, light passes to the CPU, light passes to the mouse. So once this light passes, all the units of the computer get started to work. That is known as a system. That is known as a system software. So it is responsible for running the computer, controlling the various resources of the computer as well as managing computer resources. So these are the main definition of the computer system. So now I am going to discuss what is application software. Application software is a software that is written to perform a specific task, that is written to perform tasks in a high speed. So it's an application software. For example, I have a application like library information system. What it has? First I have to install it. It's a software. First I have to install it, then I can get number of students of the record, books issued to the library, books returned to the library, and all the information related library. I can get it from that application, that is known as system software. I can get the application software. So application software is a application that run on the system, that first we have to install it and then a client can use it. So we have another application like student information system. What actually it does? First, this is an application, this used to keep records of every student, the name of the student, the address of the student, the roll number of the student, as well as the phone number of the, all the students detail are kept in that application. That is why this application is being used. So we have discussed till now what is output, what are the different part of the different output devices of the computer, and what is software. We have two softwares, that is system software as well as application software. Operating system. In system software we have two parts, that is operating system and utilities. Operating system is, you know, operating system is also a part of the computer. Without operating system it is not possible to run the computer, because once we start the computer, operating system should be installed in it. That is the main part, that is the most important part. We cannot go ahead without operating system. Operating system, and second one is utilities. Utilities means as meet everyone expectations. A computer unit, a computer once meet all the expectations and provide all the facilities and all the features to all the computer units, that is known as utilities. Utilities means you are giving some functions, you are performing, you are giving some, you are completed your some expectation, that is requirement of the units of the computer, that is known as a utilities. So now I am going to discuss application software. I already discussed that is a set of program written to perform a specific task as well as to perform a particular task. Now application software is categorized into two ways, that is first generalized and second one is customized. What is generalized and what is customized? Generalized means it has been further divided into word processing software. There are different parts, different characteristics of generalized system, like we have word processing software, spreadsheet, presentations, database management system, as well as graphics tools. These are all generalized, in which we have these packages, in which we are using these kinds of software, that is known as a generalized software. In word processing we have MS Word, OpenOffice and all. Now we will use it after. Once we will go through these sections, we will know what are the basic, what are the requirement, what are actually they, then we will go ahead and we will use these things, MS Office, OpenOffice. And second one is spreadsheet. What is spreadsheet? In spreadsheet we have Excel, OpenOffice, these kinds of applications we have in spreadsheet. Now third one is presentation. What is presentation? Presentation we have MS Office, Microsoft PowerPoint, Office, OpenOffice and all these things. Database management system, where you have to be managed data. In these things what you will get? You will get MS Access, MS Office and MySQL application and all these Oracle. These are all database management system. And graphic tools. Graphic tools we use Paint, Shop Pro, Adobe and Photoshop. These are all graphic tools we are going to use. Now these things are in generalized. Generalized, we know what are generalized: word processing software, spreadsheet, presentation, database manager, graphic tool. These all application are in generalized category. Now we will understand what is customized. Customized is a student information detail where you have applications where you can record all the student information, and second one is library information system. In library we have, as we have discussed earlier, library information system is the system where you keep the records of all library, how many books you have issued, how many books you have returned, basic details of the library, and the name of the user and all these things. So these are all regarding the software. Two types of a software: system software and application software. And further, system software is categorized into two ways, that is first operating system and second one is utilities. Application software further categorized into two ways, that is first generalized and second one is customized. Now we will come to languages. What are languages? See, we speak Hindi, we speak English, these are also, we speak French, we speak German. So these are languages. So computer has its own language. Computer have their own language, that is known as compiler and assembler. What is compiler? Now we are going to discuss all these two terms. These are very important, compiler and assembler. So what is compiler? Compiler is a set of a program that converts high level language into a machine level language. So compiler generally converts a high level language into a machine language. And what is assembler? See, we have here source program, that is also an assembly language. Here we have a source program which is a assembly language. In compiler we have a source program that is a high level language which is going to convert into a machine level language. Why we are going to convert it? Because high level language, computer is not easily understandable this. The computer understands the language that is in the form of 1 or 0. So to convert that kind of a language, computer high level language, we use mnemonics to convert this high level language into a machine language. So source, what is assembler? Assembler is also a kind of a language that converts assembly language. Here we have a assembler that converts high level assembly language into a machine language. That converts assembly language into a machine language. So we have two types of language, that is compiler and second one is assembler. The main work of the compiler is a set of program that is written in a high level language and are translated into a machine level language, that is known as a compiler. And second one is assembler. Assembler is a set of a program that is written in an assembly language and is converted into an machine level language, that is known as an assembler. So that software we have discussed till now, software devices of the computer, for like printer, monitor, plotter, speakers and all these things. But these are the important peripherals devices of the computer. So generally they should be connected to the computer. As we have discussed, input devices, output devices, they are all peripherals of the computer. So we have to interact, a user have to interact with these peripheral devices, then only they can get. So all the peripheral devices are very important for the computer, either it should be an input, either it should be an output. So these are the very important parts of the computer. So it is not possible for a computer to work without hardware devices. So it should be a important part of the computer. Now we know that we will learn some definitions of this. ALU, we have earlier discussed this. What is ALU? ALU is an arithmetic logic unit that performs operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, that perform a particular task. Whatever the instructions is given to the computer, that is going to perform the ALU, and ALU is the main part of the computer. CUE means, ALU means arithmetic logic unit. CU means control unit. Control unit, the main function of the control unit is to perform, to check whether all the units of computer is working properly or not, whether all the computer resources are using properly or not. That is the main function of the control unit. And CPU, CPU means central processing unit. A central processing unit, that is the main part of the, you can say it as a brain of the computer. As we have a brain, we work as per the instructions given as our brain. So same computer work as instructions given by the CPU. That is the main function of the CPU, and these are the basic main three important units of the computer which you should know, and they are basically totally used in computer. They are the most popular definitions that is being used in the computer. So Wittgenstein pour ऐसी सॉरी theoretical part कि computer छु क्या, input devices अथ क्या छु, output devices क्या छु, बे software क्या गो, software कत्या part छु, compiler क्या गो, assembler क्या गो. Now ये पूरे सॉरी Wittgenstein theoretical. Now when we choose practically यम चीज़ आगे कि यम practically करान क्या छु, यम functioning क्या छु, यम ऐस्तर तम से ज़्यादा फिक्री. So we which is आशा करान ताई ओवे में on ये समझ ये part. Now we will go to the lab. गसो वे lab को ना इस करो वे तैती समझो वे यम practically कि यम चीज़ क्या ची, यम पर ऐसे यम ची क्या. Thank you so much.
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत. NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी. शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है. NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है. शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें. अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें. पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा. आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें. इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें. ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो, प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
करने राहों को आलोकित करने,
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो, कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो, मित्रों हम उठे और जागे, मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।